Good morning. I just want to apologize for our late start, but we are getting ready to do so momentarily. So thank you so much for your patience. Just awaiting the arrival of the head party, and then we will commence. And let us remain standing for the posting of the colors. The national anthem of Barbados.
Good morning. Please bow your head and close your eyes. Dear God, as we gather today in the spirit of celebration and gratitude, we humbly bow our heads in thanks for the opportunity to come together as a skilled community. We acknowledge the dedication and hard work of our students, the tireless efforts of our educators, and the unwavering supports of our parents and guardians. We are grateful for the talent and achievement showcased today. Grant us the wisdom to use these gifts responsibly, the humility to recognize the contributions of others, and the courage to continue striving for excellence. Bless this ceremony and may it serve as a reminder of the values of preservation, integrity, and compassion that guides us in our pursuits. May the awards bestowed today inspire us to further our endeavors, not for personal gain alone, but for the betterment of our community and the world. We ask for your guidance and blessings on each student, parent, teacher, and supporter here today. May we be instruments of positivity, spreading kindness, knowledge, and goodwill wherever we go. In gratitude and with hopeful hearts, we offer this prayer. Amen. The schools pray. Dear God, as we stand here today, bless our school day by day. Protect us from the enemies and give us strength in trials. Help us to be disciplined, to carry on our vision, to strive for excellence, to learn, delight in school life, and be of great help, living by our words for others, not self. Lord, bless this school abundantly. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Acting Principal of the Alleyne School, Mrs. Stacia Austin. Deputy Principal, Mrs. Harriet Williams. Deputy Chairman of the Board of Management, Mr. Mark Brooms, and other members of the school board. Our featured speaker and Alleynian, Mrs. Crystal Cummins Beckles-Holder. Other partners in education are principals and deputy principals of neighboring schools, former deputy principal, Mr. Troy Phillips, the Most Honorable Mr. Ralph Williams, ministry representative, Mr. Henderson Wiltshire, Ms. Noveline Brewster, the governor's designate, Mr. Randolph O'Neill, president of the Parent Teachers Association and other members of the PTA, members of the alumni, members of our Alleyne family, members of the Media Resource Department of the Ministry of Education, and other members of the media, all prize winners and additional specially invited guests, staff and students of the Alleyne School, good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning. Good morning. I know that there are more than 10 persons in here, so good morning. I am your Master of Ceremonies this morning, and my name is Tamisha Cole. Welcome to another speech day and prize-giving ceremony. I know some of you were just here in April as we continued the legacy of success, but today we are grateful that all of you are here again as we are championing change, empowering tomorrow's leaders. At the Alleyne School, we are in the business of training leaders, thinkers, doers, and today we celebrate those who have started their own legacies right here within these walls. So, as is the custom, I encourage you to pay rapt attention to the morning's proceedings. Listen to those who must speak. Sing along with those who are going to sing. Play along with those who are going to play. And just enjoy the beauty and ambience today in the lovely parish of St. Andrew. At this time, I want you to join with me as we welcome our Deputy Chairman, Mr. Mark Brooms, to give his welcome. Please welcome Mr. Mark Brooms.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and the entire Alleyne School community, good morning. I am Mark Brooms, the Deputy Chairman of the Alleyne School Board of Management, and I extend a warm welcome to each one of you on this special occasion, our speech day and prize-giving ceremony. Before we proceed, I would like to express our sincere apologies on behalf of the Chairman of the Board of the Alleyne School, who unfortunately is unable to join us today due to unforeseen circumstances. Though she is on leave, her thoughts and best wishes are with us as we celebrate the achievements and successes of the students. I would like to recognize our Master of Ceremonies, Mrs. Tamisha Cole, who will skillfully guide us through this event. I also take this opportunity to recognize our acting principal, Mrs. Stacy Austin, and acting deputy principal, Mrs. Harriet Williams, for their exceptional leadership and dedication to the Alleyne School. Our featured speaker, Mrs. Crystal Cummins-Beckles-Holder, an accomplished educator and proud Alleynian, brings a wealth of experience to inspire and motivate us. We are privileged to have her presence today. A heartfelt appreciation goes out to our dedicated members of staff, both teaching and non-teaching, for your tireless effort in shaping the minds of our students and fostering a positive learning environment. A warm welcome is also extended to our esteemed former principal and former deputy principal, Mr. Troy Phillips. Past members of staff whose influence has contributed significantly to the rich history and traditions of Alleyne School. To the parents and guardians, thank you for entrusting us with the education and well-being of your children. Your support is fundamental to our success. A special acknowledgement to our distinguished awardees. Your accomplishments reflect the excellence that defines Alleyne School, and we celebrate your achievement with pride. I would like to extend a warm welcome to members of the media who are here to capture and share the joyous moments of this ceremony, spreading the positive stories and successes of the Alleyne School. As we commence this day of celebration and recognition, let us come together in the spirit of unity and pride that defines our school. May the ceremony inspire and motivate us to reach new heights in the days and years to come. Once again, welcome to the Alleyne School Speech Day and Prize-Giving Ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brooms, for bringing your remarks on behalf of the Chairman and the Board of Management of the Alleyne School. Now, this morning, you're going to be treated to a variety of special music. And coming to you now, as you see your program, you see that you have the Alleyne School Trio. And we're going to invite Chrisana, Nicolette, and Donya, and they're going to encourage us through their special music that we just can't give up now. No matter what we face, we just can't give up now. Please welcome the Alleyne School Trio.
Good morning, everybody.
I just can't give up now. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. Never said there won't be trials. Never said I wouldn't fall. Never said that everything would go the way I want to go. But when my back is against the wall and I feel all hope is gone, I'll just lift my head up to the sky and say, help me to be strong. Oh, I just can't give up now. Come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. No, you didn't bring me out here to leave me lonely. Even when I can't see clearly, I know that you are with me, so I can't give up now. Come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. I just can't give up now. Come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. And I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. And I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. Thank you.
Mrs. Stacia Austin has been in the teaching profession for over 35 years, since 1988, the same year that she was married. She spent 27 years at the St. Michael's School as a teacher of visual arts, business studies, and health and family life education. Leaving the St. Michael's School as a yearhead, she then went on to the Lodge School to be their deputy principal between 2015 to 2020. And then in January of 2021, took up position at the Alleyne School, until September 2023. She quipped that they saved the best school for last, as she is now our acting principal. And even though she has only been with us for a short while, her positive presence has definitely been felt by both staff and students here. She is known as the singing principal. I got a taste one morning after assembly. I don't know if you're going to get a taste today or before the term ends. She loves to farm and also enjoys track and field. Mrs. Austin has given birth to 2, but she is the mother of several. Please join me and welcome our acting principal, Mrs. Stacia Austin, to give the principal's report.
Madam Chairperson, Mr. Mark Brooms, Deputy Chairman of the Board of Management of the Alleyne School and other members of the Board of Management, Mrs. Harriet Williams, Deputy Principal of the Alleyne School, Mrs. Crystal Cummins Beckles Holder, our guest speaker for the morning, Mr. Troy Phillips, presenter and former Deputy Principal of the Alleyne School, fellow Principal, Mr. Ken Lane, Principal of Darrell Jordan Secondary, other principals, our specially invited guests, Mrs. Novaline Brewster, the Governor's designate representative of the Central Bank of Barbados, past principals, past deputy principals, past members of the Alleyne School teaching fraternity, the president of the PTA and other members of the executive, the president and other members of the executive of the Alleyne School Old Scholars Association, the alumni, you're welcome. Other distinguished guests, parents, students, everyone present, a blessed good morning to you. I trust that I have not forgotten anyone. I want to extend a welcome to the jewel of the East Coast Road. I believe some may refer to it lovingly as the Alleyne School, but I have definitely found a gem when I joined this staff in October. I also want to extend a welcome to you as we seek to highlight some of the achievements of our students who have chosen to utilize their God-given ability to bring honor first and foremost to themselves, to this great institution, and to this nation as a whole. Our students excelled in the area of academics, but they also achieved and excelled in the area of extracurricular. We want to express our warmest congratulations to them this morning and to encourage them not to stop at this point of achievement, but to continue to rise, to soar, to seek all that God may have in store for them as they live out their experiences as young people of our nation who will carve the niche for us going forward. So join me in celebrating them and giving them a round of applause for this achievement. You will bear with me because I prefer to speak without a script, but I know that my good friend will say to me, no, don't let your head take you this morning. You have the people thing to present, so do it properly. As a part of the mantra at the Alleyne School, we believe in promoting lifelong learning. For staff, we believe that your skills can never be trained enough, can never be tweaked enough. So we advocate training and retraining where necessary. Lifelong learning is therefore an ongoing, voluntary, and self-motivated pursuit of knowledge for both personal and professional enhancement. It is important for an individual's competitiveness and employability, but also for their own enrichment and enhancement of the social inclusion, their active participation as citizens of this nation, and their own personal development. Several of our teachers here at the Alleyne School, therefore, took up the challenge during the year in review of 2022 to 2023. And I want to start this morning by celebrating them and sharing some of these achievements with you. Whether it was at the programs offered at the Urdeston Teachers Training College, the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus, the Tech Vault Council, or further afield, these persons, these teachers, returned to the classrooms this term, armed with some new arsenal, some new gunnery, some new apparatus to enhance the experience of our students. Mrs. Claire Lucas, she completed her diploma in educational leadership, while Mrs. Trinette Belgrave was chosen to represent Barbados in the CARICOM Teachers Exchange, an initiative held in St. Kitts and Nevis. Miss Rashid Holder, completed her master's in fashion technology in Italy and returned to the school. Miss Marissa Lindsay completed a Bachelor's of Science degree with honors with a specialty in sports. And she is the young lady you see there, bedecked in her beauty and taking photographs at the door at the back. Mrs. Caroline Garner, another member of our staff, would have completed a master's in educational leadership. Miss Christina Branch would have completed her postgrad diploma in education at the Urdeston Teachers Training College. They deserve a round of applause. Colleagues, I commend you for these achievements that you have made in these professional milestones that you have now achieved. I want to challenge you to not stay comfortable at that point, but wherever you can find a course of action, a course of study that will further enhance your skills, I challenge you to take it up and move forward and make yourself the best you that you can possibly be. And I want to also extend to you a challenge that says to you, when you have returned to the classroom, remember at the core of what we do is that level of pastoral care that we give, the attention that we give to the details, the concern that we have for our students. Let it continue to drive and join the efforts that you give to our students. Let them understand that hard work can provide opportunity for them to excel, both academically and personally. And together we can continue to move them beyond merely passing, but reflecting the excellence that they all possess. While the year in review allowed us to celebrate those among us who would have studied, we also must acknowledge that it was a year in which we had some departures from our staff complement. The Alleyne School reflects on the legacy of success as we bid farewell to 3 of our stalwarts. Mr. Anthony Seeley retired as the head of science, while Mrs. Heather Brown would have retired as the head of general studies. Our very own Mr. Troy Phillips would have completed his tenure as the deputy principal of the school in August 2023, after 8 years in that position. I don't want to ask him how many other years he would have spent in the classroom, because I know that there are several. We want to wish them every success as they move into a new era of their lives. Student performances. Education, as we have experienced it, is under the radar for change by the modern planners, and there's a lot that has been said. However, there will be even more that will be said as we go forward in the next few months. Several decades ago, we would have had the change made to our education as we know it, and many of us would have benefited from free education and the ability to move forward, not based on your parents' economic standing, but based on your competence in the classroom. And we don't know what the future may hold, but I want to say to you that it is still possible for us to continue to have that upward mobility that would have been afforded to us, irregardless of the changes that are made to education. Transformational education has empowered learners of all ages with knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes to address the interconnected global challenges which we are facing and which we will face in the future. The demands that will be called upon us by the challenges with our climate changes, our environmental degradation, the loss of biodiversity, poverty, and inequity. These are all challenges that we will face, but as educational transformers, we will adjust to meet the challenges. Education that transformed our students' lives and skills have been the norm to the Alleyne School, and this continues to be reflected in the credible results which we have experienced during the year in review, both in CSEC and in CAPE. And I want to spend a few minutes reflecting on those performances. At the Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate level, the students were entered for some 29 subjects. Of this number, 6 subjects would have received 100% passes, 9 subjects would have received between 80 and 99% passes, 5 subjects would have gained between 60% to 70% passes, and another 3 subjects would have gained between 50% and 59% passes. In total, there were some 46 grade 1s, 176 grade 2s, and some 253 grade 3s. The school's success was exemplified as students, for the second consecutive year, would have placed on the Caribbean Examination Council's merit list in visual arts, which captures and reflects the top 10 students in the region. These students would have been Savannah Worrell, who would have placed 4th, and Callista Griffith, who would have placed 8th. At the level of the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, more commonly referred to as CAPE, students were entered for art and design, entrepreneurship, management of business, all of these at both Unit 1 and 2, while environmental science and physical education and sports were offered at Unit 1, in addition to studies in the Caribbean Studies and the Communication Studies program. The results on completion of these exams were as follows. Physical education and sports, Unit 1 and 2, received 100% passes. Environmental science, Unit 2, received 90% passes. Communication studies received 100% passes. Caribbean studies received 80% passes. And management of business, both Units 1 and 2, received 100% passes, with entrepreneurship and art and design following up with 100% passes in both Units 1 and 2. Our students also successfully completed the Caribbean vocational qualifications in electrical installation and commercial food preparation during this year in review. Extracurricular. There's a rich legacy of success at this school. Our students continue to achieve balance between academic and extracurricular activity. Thus, our students were encouraged to continue to engage and to participate in several sporting disciplines throughout this year in review. One of these was the Barbados Secondary Schools Athletic Championships. The Alleyne School was very successful in these championships as the girls placed 5th and the boys placed 8th overall. The school received the award for the most improved school, and our very own Anya Nurse now has the national record in 100 meters, 200 meters, and 400 meters, and she also went on to receive a silver medal at Carifta in the 4x1 100 meters relay. Additionally, Adrian Maynard continued his success in wrestling and is now rated in the top 20 wrestlers in the world in his division, and he received the silver medal at the Pan Am Games. He also received the Emerging Youth Athlete of the Year award from the National Sports Council. The school was also able to achieve outstanding performances in the following events: first place in the Joseph Payne Classic Field Event Finals, first place in the Interschool Field Event Finals, second place in the Interschool Volleyball Championships, semi-finalists in the Under-19 football competition, quarter-finalists in the Under-16 football competition, third place in the Interschool Cricket competition, third place in the Interschool Netball competition. Of particular note is that Mr. Andre Lashley Coppin, he also caught the Top Entrepreneur Award in the ongoing Interschool Mr. Executive Challenge, and he also would have captured the Mr. Executive Challenge title. So he's the reigning Mr. Executive. I want to highlight three of our departments before I go into the internal performance. The mathematics department has adopted a mantra to produce mathematical students of the highest quality who achieve a love and appreciation for the subject, a level of competence that enables functionality in the world of work and the pursuit of academic excellence in the area of mathematics. Armed with specific goals to improve their performances at all levels, the aim is to increase the number of CSEC entries, to improve the grades and performances and the percentages that they receive at CSEC, to also have standardized testing at all levels, to reintroduce qualifying examinations for CSEC in this term that we would have just completed, to have at least one member of the department pursue some professional training in an area specific to mathematics. The teachers recognize that the results were marginal, and they have put in place varying strategies to achieve a higher level of performance from our student bodies. To expose our students in a diverse number of areas, it is hoped that we will be able to see some positive turnaround in the attitude and the aptitude of our students towards mathematics. This is not a challenge that is just unique and distinct to us. Every school in Barbados is struggling with the attitude that our students have been displaying towards mathematics. And if you speak to any of our mathematicians, they will start to radiate some positivities as they speak about the love of math. We're hoping that we can get that transfer to take place, that our students would adopt a different approach. And this we're aiming to achieve by varying the strategies that we use with our students on a daily basis. Modern languages has also seen a decline in the student performance across the island. The department understands the need for our 21st century leaders to not only master one language, which sets them apart from others, but also to reimagine the possibility that two languages can open doors that you never believed were possible. In this report, attention will be placed on the junior students and how they have performed as we seek to rebuild coming out of the COVID pandemic. There are many challenges that we would have seen manifested in the performances of our students. And these areas include not only mathematics that I just spoke about, but also the area of modern languages. The assessment done in modern languages for the department for the year in review, the junior school therefore received the greatest attention, and it was aimed at eliciting a higher score of performance than we had in previous years. The aptitude of the students to recall and produce the targets that we set for the language were commendable, and they were very encouraging. As part of our continuous assessment structure, the Common Summative Assessment sought to evaluate students' achievement in various profiles of language learning. It is the aim of the department to develop the students' reading, writing, listening, and speaking skills, and therefore the department has chosen to use the varied assessment in the advancement of the students in these areas. The common assessments done in Term 1 and 2 contributed to part of the students' final end-of-year mark, and in this regard, there were some commendable results that we would have seen. In the internal examination, first formers earned 68% passes in Spanish and in French 89%. This is an outstanding turnaround, given what we've seen in the past. And this has been one of the best results that we've seen in several years. At the second year level, we've seen a 37% pass rate in Spanish and 74% in French. At the third year, we continue to see the results from COVID in the fact that the performance here was significantly reduced. We had an 18% pass rate in Spanish, and French somehow managed to pull things out of the box, and we have a 92% pass rate in French, sorry. Now, I've chosen to review specifically in detail 3 departments: mathematics, modern languages, and technical and vocational studies. In 2018, the school moved away from the traditional mode of delivery, which would have been the old T-square and paper. And technical drawing, therefore, became a computer-aided design skill called AutoCAD. Thus, TD can only be taught by using the computers. We experienced challenges in having enough systems for all of our students of this subject available at the correct time. However, over the year, we have seen a consistent improvement and a consistent increase in the performance of our students, of close to 100% passes in CSEC at CXC, and the acquisition of our grade 1s, however, still seems to be fairly elusive, but we're on target and we're aiming to have that figure turned around. With regards to the lower schools, first through thirds, we're hoping that as the students come through the process of the school and the different subjects that they're exposed to, they will recognize that these 3 areas that I would have highlighted this morning are going to be key foundational subject areas for them to really move into the 21st century as we are being touted by the planners, the educational planners. Those areas being mathematics, modern languages, and technical and vocational studies. These areas will continue to be the ones in which greater opportunities and innovations will be available. I therefore ask you at this point in time, as I invite members of the Alumni to join me for a special presentation, to join me in celebrating all of the performances of our students thus far. I would like to invite, therefore, Mrs. Audrey Hunt Cox, President of the Alumni, Mrs. Marcia Toppin, the Treasurer, and my colleagues in the form of Mrs. Clausel and Mrs. Bascom to join me. They come not knowing why they're being called. I want to share the stage this morning with these 2 very, very proud members of our alumni. They're here to do what we advocate as persons that pass through any school in Barbados. I believe it's called paying forward. Correct, ma'ams? And this morning, I'm going to allow them to make 2 presentations and to officially hand over something that we've been enjoying for a little while. But I'm going to ask Mrs. Hunt Cox to step forward, and she's going to explain what it is she's doing. Please make her feel at home.
Thank you, Madam Principal. As protocol allow, I am Audrey Hunt Cox, President Acting of the Alleyne School Alumni Association, a class of 1966 and a proud Alleynian. I want to present a monetary donation to the Physical Education Department to the cricket achievement. Thank you.
Good morning, all. Good morning. It's a wonderful day. I would like to, on behalf of the PE department, which is part of the arts department, which is my department, I would like to say thank you to the alumni and thank you, Mrs. Hunt Cox. Have a wonderful day.
Good morning. My name is Marcia Clark Toppin. I have to say Clark because most people know me as Marcia Clark. And I'm here this morning to make a presentation to the modern language department. From time to time, we get little requests from the school for assistance, and we as alumni, we do not hesitate in doing that, what they ask and request of us. So this morning, I would like to make this presentation to the modern language department.
Bonjour, buenos dias. On behalf of the Modern Languages Department, we would like to say merci beaucoup, mil gracias. Thank you for your donation. It would be definitely to the benefit of the students. Thank you.
Okay, the other presentation we wanted to do was when Julia Beckers was here as the principal, we were working with her to get some benches for the school. As you look around the school, you'll see some benches in different locations. And the alumni donated some 12 benches to the school. So this morning, we want to make the official handing over of those benches for the children to be able to enjoy when they're outdoors. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, ladies. And this concludes the official report on the academic year 2022 to 2023. I now go off script. On a personal note, this is my final ride. I'm going to try to keep it as dry as possible. However, I wasn't too successful before. I've enjoyed 35 years in this wonderful profession that we call teaching. I've seen the highs, I've seen the lows. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad. And I have enjoyed it all. I give God thanks because I only planned to stay in teaching for 5 years. But here I am at 35. Being recorded by one of my boys. There's nowhere in Barbados that I go that I do not run into a life that I've impacted. This profession offers us the greatest that can be offered anywhere. We don't get the money, but we get the experience and the exposure. Being able to touch a life is a treasure. It is a jewel. It is a privilege. And I have been privileged to walk this road for 35 years. I am grateful. I am forever grateful for all that I would have experienced. And yes, I have said that coming to Alleyne has been a tremendous experience. It reminds me of home. I have been welcomed, I have been celebrated, I've been supported. Couldn't ask for more. There have been challenges. But I have walked the road, and I've been doing this for a long time. Somebody said to me, but how is it you're able to switch off the emotion and be calm in a situation where, it appears as though all hell is breaking loose? That's called experience. Many years ago, I would have probably snapped and gone down that road too. Or as my friend likes to say, I would have allowed my head to take me. But I've learned. And I've appreciated, and I am so, so very thankful and blessed that my final hurrah, my final ride, my last mass has been here in the East at the Alleyne School. This is a tremendous place to be. And I did it my way. Because that's the only way I know to be. I am not singing, ma'am. I am warm up. I am not singing. Don't look. Not this morning. I will share with you what became one of my favorite pieces that I ever read. There might be greater ones out there, but this is one that really stuck with me. And it is called simply The Will to Win. If you want a thing bad enough, to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it, makes you hold all other things as tawdry and cheap for it. If life seems all empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and you dream is about it, if gladly you'll swear for it, fret for it, plan for it, lose all your terror of God or man for it, if you'll simply go after that thing that you want with all your capacity, strength, and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, stern paternality, if neither cold poverty, famish and gaunt, nor sickness nor pain of body or brain can turn you away from that thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, you will eventually get it. I give thanks to God, I give thanks to teaching, I give thanks to this institution, because I have definitely gotten it. I have been trained, I have been experienced and exposed, and I am forever grateful to continue on my journey, but as a spectator and not a participant. I thank you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Austin. I almost thought I had to run with some tissues, but you were good, you were good. Now, I know that all of us this morning, before we left our homes, just to make sure that everything was in place and in order, we looked in the mirror, or a mirror. And To tell us about how we can start to make a change for positive or for better, the Alleyne School Choir will now render Man in the Mirror in song. Please welcome the Alleyne School Choir. Mr. Goodrich will be accompanying on piano, and it will be directed by Miss Marilyn Smith, one of our music teachers.
As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. See the kids in the street without enough to eat. Who am I to be blind and pretending not to see their needs?
Victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there are some with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me pretending that I'm not alone? Oh, well, this God, somebody's broken heart and a washed out dream. A washed out dream. Take a look at yourself and then make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. Na 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 na.
Change his ways, and no message could have been
starting with the man in the mirror. Let's hear it again for the Alleyne School Choir. And our soloist today, we heard Jadida Graham, you'll hear her a little bit later, and Miss Faith Stricker. All right. Mrs. Crystal Holder, who also has as a stage name Crystal Cummins Beckles, this exponent of the arts holds a degree in music from the Barbados Community College and a bachelor's in fine arts from the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus, where she majored in film and theater. Crystal then pursued a master's in media and culture from the University of Sussex in the United Kingdom. Flying the Bajan flag high in the cultural arena, this three-time regional calypso queen is an established songwriter and arranger locally and regionally. She has been a mentor for the Junior Calypso program and wrote and arranged the most winning composition for the Junior Calypso Monarch. In competition throughout the years to date, she has also been one of the most consistent finalists in the Pico de Crop Calypso competition since 2010, and is also responsible for a number of songs sung and performed in Calypso finals throughout the Caribbean. She is the writer and arranger of the winning songs in the Calypso Monarch Show and Female Calypso Show in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in 2020. The former three-time regional Calypso queen has worked as sound designer for the Caribbean Development Bank documentary on poverty and alleviation in the Caribbean. She has also written, produced, and performed various commercials and jingles locally and regionally. She is a full-time music and theater arts specialist at the Codrington International School of Barbados, where she is a qualified teacher in the International Baccalaureate program in all three areas, primary, middle school, and diploma. She has a passion for culture and the arts and believes that all things are possible with God. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alleyne and featured speaker for our speech and prize giving, Mrs. Crystal Cummins Beckles Holder.
Protocols already established. Good morning, everybody. It's so good to be back home. I had to say that first. And this morning, I've been tasked with speaking on the theme, Championing Change, Empowering Tomorrow's Leaders. In my mind, it is a powerful and inspiring phrase that speaks to a commitment to driving positive revolutions and aiding in developing future leaders. First of all, I will address the element of championing change. Championing change essentially implies taking an active and leading role in promoting positive transformations. It also suggests a high level of commitment and innovation, adaptability, and progress. What does this really mean in the grand scheme of things? Well, we've all experienced change in our lives, whether naturally, by choice, or by force. Change of subjects, change of classes, change of address, change of age, change of friends, and most recently, change of lifestyle due to COVID-19. In early 2020, never would we have imagined that we were about to face such drastic changes in our lives. Schools were now closed, businesses were closed, and countries were closed. A whole new change that felt like a whole new world. For some, it was a blessing. For others, it was a total nightmare. Regardless, it was a change that none of us was ready for. What initially was to be a lockdown for a few weeks turned into months, turned into a year. And though it seemed like it was life at a standstill, things actually changed. Life changed. It forced many to be creative, Teachers and students were included. Lessons were now filled with multimedia presentations, Kahoots, and more interactive games. Living rooms, dining rooms, and bedrooms became classrooms. A change I personally was not fond of, having 3 classrooms run concurrently in my household. Chaos. However, times had changed, and we all had to adapt. During that time, I'm sure many of you students realized a talent you had maybe for cooking, baking, crocheting, soap making, and obviously vlogging. And you use your time wisely to develop such skills. We all realized that innovation was indeed priority, change inevitable, and adaptability essential for progress. I know firsthand dealing with change is not easy, but I've also learned to make the best out of every situation. There are many cliche phrases that I can think about constantly. For example, change is the only constant thing. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Our popular Bajan saying, when you ain't got horse, you ride cow. All of these speak to change and being able to adapt to conditions almost instantaneously and looking at change in a positive way. How you react to change makes a big difference. Empowering tomorrow's leaders. This indicates a commitment to providing the tools, resources, and opportunities necessary for leadership. It also implies a belief in the potential of individuals to make a positive impact. So 3 quick questions to all my students in here. How many of you know that your teachers believe in you? By show of hands. How many of you know that your teachers believe in you? I see about 3 hands. Okay, this looks better. Okay, you can put your hands down. Second question would be, how many of you believe in you? That looks so good. Awesome. And final question to you, how many of you consider yourselves leaders? Good, that's about 100% because I see in all hands. Awesome. Good. So combining these elements, championing change and empowering tomorrow's leaders, communicates a vision of leadership that goes beyond now, emphasizing a commitment to positive change and empowering the future leaders who will carry the vision. So we're going to get personal now. Being a teacher at the Codrington International School of Barbados for the past 12 years, I get to witness and actively participate in grooming future leaders, future world leaders. Now let me explain. The International Baccalaureate, or the IB's mission statement, aims to develop inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who help to create a better and more peaceful world through intercultural understanding and respect. And I say intercultural because I teach persons from within 43 different nationalities. And so the intercultural is there every single day. You feel as though you're somewhere else. And yes, some of you may say, oh, that's nothing special. We've heard that before, just a different way. But you're kind of right. But what I did observe is the IB's way of daily indoctrinating these students, allowing them to believe that they're leaders and that they can run the world. That's what makes the difference. Yes, the demographic may be different. They may be seen as privileged. But what is most important in my mind is their mindset. You see, there are 10 learner profile traits, which I refer to as commandments, that us teachers must ensure each student exhibits daily. There are even awards for these weekly. So I implore you students to remember at least 2 of these traits and incorporate them in your daily life. The IB states that each student must be balanced, which is create time for different interests, so academic, sports, music, family. Each child must be caring, show kindness, As stated before, I've been there for 12 years. I've never once seen an argument or a fight. 3, communicators. Express your thoughts and listen to others. Inquirer, wonder and question. Ask questions in class. To be principled. Be honest and true to others and self. Be open-minded. Take on new perspectives. Be a risk taker. Try new experiences and be determined to excel. Be reflective. Be reflective. Think back how you can improve. Be a thinker. I think I missed one. Be a thinker. Use critical and creative thinking skills to analyze and take responsible action on complex problems. So here you have being balanced, being caring, being communicators, being inquirers, being knowledgeable, research and understand, being principled, being open-minded, being risk takers, and being reflective, and being thinkers. Now, I know for sure that as a past student of this fine establishment that is the Alleyne School, I can attest to the fact that our teachers here do try their best to instill these very same values in their students. They want what's best for you. Maybe you see it now, maybe you don't. Maybe you will be like me and my best friend, one of my best friends here, who would sit and reminisce of all the things that our teachers would have said to us while we were at school. As a teen, some of what was said went through this ear and came swiftly out through this one. But on retrospect, we sometimes regret not taking their advice. Luckily for us, we didn't do too badly, as we are both leaders in our chosen fields. I'm in the cultural sector, and Damien is in mortuary science. Remember, your teachers give you the tools, so it is not up to them, but rather it's up to us to apply all the skills that have been taught to create your best self. Creating, for we are always evolving. Knowing exactly what you want to be in life at this stage isn't really that important. But what is important is that knowing that whatever you decide to choose is you are going to be a leader in that field. That is what is important. Let no one put limits on you. And may you refrain from putting limits on yourself. I'm going to share a story with you. I've hardly spoken about this. I think family members know this. But people try to put limits on you. So this is a little off the script, but I can come back here now. Because I think that sometimes when you look at people like myself who would be on stage, you think that everything is perfect. You think that you just got there just because. But I want to rewind just about, a few years when I was 8 years old. I went to NIFCA for the first time. I remember this as though it happened just on Saturday. And I went to NIFCA, and my mom was with me, and she took my keyboard over to St. Michael's School for a preliminary. And I remember playing Michael Boland's "Wherever You Are, Whatever You Do, I Will Be Right Here Waiting For You." Yes, I remember playing that. And after I played that piece, I remember sitting in front of the judges, because you sit in front of the judges for them to tell you, give you feedback. I remember sitting down there, and this one judge looked at me from head to toe. Remember, I was 8 years old. And she looked at me from head to toe, and she said, "You too plump to play piano." I would never forget that as long as I live. And when that was said to me, I remember tears rolled down my eyes. And I got up. My mother took up my keyboard, and she said, in true Sterling Cummings form, "What are you crying for? You want to play piano or you don't want to play?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to play." "You mind she? Well, you can play piano. If you want to play, you can play." And that's what she said to me. I was then tutored by the best in Barbados, Janice Millington Robertson, may she rest in peace. Right? And I remember at that point in time, it felt like, should I really be doing this? Because if this woman is supposed to be my judge and saying this, then maybe I shouldn't. But because I had that foundation, simply saying, this is what you want to do. If this is what you want to do, this is what you're doing. You're going to let someone tell you what you want to do. Don't let nobody put no limits on you. And I remember moving through my career, coming to the Alleyne School, the best school in Barbados. Coming to Alleyne School, being a part of the school band, being a part of the school choir, playing with Mr. Goodrich, Gary, playing with Gary in the school band, and having a wonderful experience here with teachers like Mrs. Bascom, who was Miss Beckles when I was here for a while, and realizing that this is what I wanted to do, having the support, having the foundation to be the musician that I am today. And I remember years and years and years after, Rendezvous Supermarket, Massey, I ran into this judge. This was after I would have made Pickety Crop finals, after I had won my first regional Calypso Queen title. And I ran into this judge, and the judge said to me, same judge, you really, really, really get better, you improve. And then she said, I know that you was going to be real good, you know. And she went on to talk about how she's been following my career and congrats and all these things. And I waited until the last word was said. And in true crystal form, but I thought that I was too plump to play piano. And she looked at me and she went like, this is all she could do. And I said like that, and I rolled off with my trolley and I went along. That moment stuck with me too. Because I could only say it's the Lord that allowed that to happen, because you had to understand the impact that had on me at that point in time. And I say that to not just to students, to teachers as well. What you say to children make a big difference. To parents too, what you say to children make a big difference. And these things stick with you. And I think in retrospect, that moment as an 8-year-old fueled me. I kind of use it as impetus to just do better, to be great, to be great, to be great, to be the leader that you guys see on stage today. But Mrs. Vasco could tell you I was not always a talker. Real quiet sometimes at school, right, Damien? But I would get what I need to do done. So that was just a little segue to let you know that it comes with struggle. Being a leader comes with struggle. People trying to limit you, but you gotta shut it down. You gotta shut it down. You gotta focus on that goal and focus on the road ahead. So be a leader. You become exactly what you surround yourself with. It is a human inevitability that you will be influenced by your surroundings, which is why it is important to surround yourself very carefully. My friend's circle today, even though you see me up there, my friend's circle today, small as Barbados on the world map. And it has been ever since I was here at this school. My best friends are still the same that I met back in 1995 and 1998. My friend circle is extremely small. I surround myself with leaders, people who want the best for me, and I urge you to do the same. I know it may be difficult, though, for some people, because of social media and the constant need to belong, the constant need to fit in. But to be a leader is so important that you stand out. Believe in yourself. Know that you're great, but be humble. Be grateful and remember the persons who aided you in your success, who were with you every step of the way. Alice non sibi. Be for others and not yourself. To my teachers, some of whom I see around, I say publicly a huge thank you. We may not always have seen eye to eye, in my mind, because I couldn't be vocal about a lot of things, but your teachings and your discipline instilled have allowed me to be the great teacher, like yourselves, and the great person and leader I've become. Thank you for your positive impact on my life. In closing, we hear all schools are the same, but I strongly disagree. For I have always believed that the Alleyne School has the best experiences, which created my best memories, the best teachers, and of course, the best students, who will become the best leaders. Thank you.
Good morning. On behalf of the Alleyne School, we would like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and speak with us and show and also talk to us about some of your information. And always remembering the key words you shared with us. Don't let anyone put limits on you, and also to be always a leader. We want to thank you again.
Our deputy head boy, Mr. Amari Brown, as he escorts our featured speaker and Alleynian, Mrs. Crystal Cummins-Beckles-Holder. Thank you both very much for your presentations today. I know that time is going on. Some of you are getting a little bit tired. It's okay. We're moving along smoothly and quickly. But I want you to welcome another student. You heard her a little bit just now in the choir, but she's going to do a solo for you now. And I like how the themes of the music this morning, so the music, is fitting in with our theme, championing change, empowering tomorrow's leaders. I just can't give up now, starting with the man in the mirror. And now, Jedidah Graham is going to encourage us to be heroes of our own kind. Please welcome Jedidah Graham.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer. If you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can't survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. His sorrow, if you search within yourself, no one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, as you know you can't survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, dreams are hard to follow. Tear them away. Hold on. There will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find a way. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And you'll cast your fears aside. And you know you can't survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. And you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you.
And now the moment that we've all been waiting for, our presentation of prizes. I am going to hand over to 2 of our members of staff, or 3, forgive me, but I know we're going to have Miss Julita McLean, Miss Danielle Hill, and I believe Mrs. Trinette Belgrave will be assisting. And we want to welcome former Deputy Principal, still looking as young as ever. Yes, Mr. Troy Phillips, as he presents the first set of prizes.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. With protocol having been established, it's my pleasure to move on to the most eagerly anticipated aspect of this event. We're going to begin with the form prizes. And from Form 1A, we have Leah George. Her prize was donated by Belle Plaine Supermarket. Also from Form 1A, we have Sarah Nichols. Her prize was donated by Mrs. Leacock Yearwood. From Form 1L, Shea Arthur. Her prize was donated by Miss Marvel Shorey. Also from 1L, we have Crystal Fit, and her prize was donated by Mr. Kenmore Brooks. From Form 1E, we have Nathan Norgrove. His prize was donated by Belle Plaine Supermarket. Also from Form 1E, Keziah Cozier. Her prize was donated by Mr. Kenmore Brooks. From Form 1Y, Jazara Nanton. Her prize was donated by Mr. Ken Knight. And we also have Megan Clark Holder from 1Y. Her prize was donated by Mrs. Leacock Yearwood. And rounding out the first years, from Form 1N, we have Josephus Luke. His prize was donated by the PTA. And we also have Shania Maynard. Her prize was also donated by the PTA. We now move on to the second years. From Form 2A, we have Kiyomi Prescott. Her prize was donated by Miss Vanessa Wharton. Also from Form 2A, Laurent Leacock, and his prize was donated by Mr. Kenmore Brooks. From Form 2L, Neo Joseph, his prize was donated by Mr. Wallaby Bourne. And Jaquela Graham. Her prize was donated by Mr. George Beckles. From Form 2E, we have Soraya Johnson. Her prize was donated by Bellplain Supermarket. And Kaylee Tapping. Her prize was donated by Mrs. Leacock Yearwood. From Form 2Y, we have Jamari Mohan. His prize was donated by Miss Vanessa Wharton. Also from 2Y, we have Aisha Pyle. Her prize was donated by Miss Phyllis Hewitt. Moving on to 2N, we have Shakari Maxwell. Her prize was donated by Miss Marvel Shorey. And Nayam Daniel, her prize was donated by Mr. Willoughby Bourne. We now move on to the third years. From Form 3A, we have Kenita Walcott. Her prize was donated by Mr. Oliver Spencer. Also from Form 3A, Ariana Young. Her prize was donated by Miss Marvel Harvey. From Form 3L, Nyla Watson. Her prize was donated by Mr. Vernon Knight. And Chloe Blackman. Her prize was donated by Mrs. Cleopatra Spencer. Chloe is a well-rounded student. She also receives a prize for track and field donated by Miss Sandra Kamabach and a special track and field prize awarded by Mr. Orlando Watts and Miss Jennifer Smith. From Form 3E, Keziah Chase. Her prize was donated by the PTA. And Kamali Thompson. His prize was donated also by the PTA. From Form 3Y, Kiara Ford. Her prize was donated by the PTA. Also from Form 3Y, Ciara Bascom with a prize donated by the PTA. From Form 3N, we have Roshana Holder. Her prize was donated by Mr. Kenmore Brooks. Roshana also receives a prize for having the highest French mark in the entire junior school. And that prize was donated by Mr. Jeffrey Graves. Also from Form 3N, Abigail Garnes. Her prize was donated by Miss Phyllis Hewitt. We now move on to the fourth years. From Form 4A, Megan Alleyne. Her prize was donated by Belle Plaine Supermarket. And we also have Maisha Jamat. Her prize was donated by Mrs. Leacock Yearwood. From Form 4L, Tashana Waif Barker. Her prize was donated by Mr. Kenmore Brooks. She also receives a prize for attaining a grade 1 in English A, and that prize was donated by Reverend Joycelyn Ramsey. Also from 4L, Nikolai Ramsher. His prize was donated by Cooper Kaufman Limited. From Form 4E, we have Zakilia Small. Her prize was donated by Mr. Willoughby Bourne. She also receives a special prize for netball, and that was donated by Mrs. Audrey Hunt Cox. It must be noted, Zakilia is an excellent student. She displays excellent leadership skills, and she was invited to the Under-21 national trials. She also is the former captain of the Under-19 Alleyne School netball team. She's also a member of the Under-19 team that would have placed second in the Dasani Powerade Barbados Secondary School Under-19 tournament, which took place last week. Zakilia was also a member of the Barbados National Under-16 team, which went to Dominica in March of 2023. They would have played in the 20th John Pierre Caribbean Netball Tournament and emerged as the champions. She deserves a special round of applause. Also from 4E, Latia Wiltshire. She receives a prize donated by Reverend Joycelyn Ramsey. She also receives a prize for receiving a grade 1 in English A, and that was donated by Mr. Wallaby Bourne. From Form 4Y, Shamir Hoyt Stout. His prize was donated by Miss Margaret Trotman. Also from 4Y, we have DeMarco Reese, Corporal DeMarco Reese. His prize was donated by Miss Deirdre Cox. From Form 4N, we have Javier Blades. His prize is donated by the PTA. Javier also receives a special prize for music donated by Mr. Ernest Small. We also have Aaliyah Smith-Boucher from 4N. Her prize was donated by Miss Vanessa Wharton. She also receives a prize for English A, and that was donated by the Belle Plaine Supermarket. I would like to thank Mr. Phillips for presenting the foreign prizes. It was a pleasure, sir, having you here in this capacity once again. And these students would have received foreign prizes for attaining the highest 2 grades out of their entire form for the academic year 2022 to 2023. I would like to invite Mr. Damian Rawlings to present the special prizes, the CSEC subject prizes. And just a special reminder, you can follow the event via live stream via the Media Resources Department's YouTube page. We will begin the CSET subject prizes with English language. We have Jordan Griffith. Her prize was donated by Miss Phyllis Hewitt. Janisha Watson. Her prize was donated by Mr. Irwin Graves. Shariah Marshall, her prize was donated by Miss Phyllis Hewitt. Our former deputy head girl, Adasha Critchlow, her prize was donated by Miss Margaret Trotman. Adasha also receives a prize for biology donated by Mr. Wallaby Bourne, and a CSET music prize donated by Mr. Gerald Prescott. We also have Mr. Malik Mears. His prize is donated by Mr. Vernon Knight. We now move on to theater arts. Tia Griffith, her prize was donated by the PTA. She also receives a prize for outstanding CSET results donated by Mrs. Audrey Hunt Cox. Emma Webster receives a prize, which was donated by Mr. Andre Walcott. Zane Newsom, her prize was donated by Mrs. Leacock Yearwood. She also receives a CSET PE prize donated by Ms. Deidre Cox. And it should also be noted that Zane has represented both the Alleyne School and Barbados in football. Nevaeh Headley, her prize was donated by Mr. Jeffrey Graves. also have Zakayo Goodridge. His prize was donated by Mr. George Beckins. Sky Carter, her prize was donated by Mr. Willoughby Bourne. And Savannah Worrell, her prize was donated by Mr. Jeffrey Graves, and she also receives a special prize for visual arts donated by Mrs. Annette Walcott. It must be noted that Savannah is one of the 2 Barbadian students to make it onto the Caribbean's merit list for her performance in visual arts. We now move on to mathematics. Rhea Callender, her prize was donated by Cooper Kaufman Limited, and she also receives a prize for outstanding CXC, donated by Mr. Ernest Small. We move on to Mario Roseman. His prize was donated by Mrs. Audrey Hunt Cox, and he receives a special prize for agricultural science donated by Miss Peggy Hinkson. And outstanding CXCs donated by Miss Marvel Shorey. We move on to Roche Carrington. His prize was donated by Miss Deidre Cox. He receives a history prize as well, donated by Mr. George Beckles, as well as outstanding CXCs donated by Mr. George Beckles. And it must be noted that Roche is a former head boy of the Alleyne School. We now move on to Isaiah Lynch. His prize was donated to Cooper Kaufman Limited. He also receives a prize for social studies donated by Mr. Jeffrey Graves. I would like to invite Mr. Shiraz Gill to present a prize as well to Mr. Lynch. This prize is for building and furniture technology. And it was donated by Mr. Shiraz Gill. Isaiah also receives a prize for information technology, which was donated by Mr. George Beckles. We move on to additional mathematics. Jelani Maynard. His prize was donated by Mrs. Leacock Yearwood. He also receives a prize for physics donated by Cooper Kaufman Limited, and outstanding CSC results donated by Mr. Gerard Prescott. Tiana Corbin, her prize was donated by Mr. George Beckles. She receives a prize for food and nutrition and health donated by Mr. George Beckles. Principles of Business, donated by Miss Peggy Hinkson. Principles of Accounts, donated by Miss Shonda Ford. And Information Technology, donated by Mr. Oliver Spencer. We move on to General Studies, and the first subject here, the only subject listed here, Caribbean History, Demario Herbert. His prize was donated by Miss Peggy Hinkson, and he also gains a prize for outstanding CXC results, donated by Mr. Ernest Small. From the Science Department, Agricultural Science, Nazari Carrington receives a prize donated by Miss Sandra Kamabach, and an Electrical and Electronic Technology prize donated by Mr. Henderson Wiltshire. For Integrated Science, Callista Griffith receives a prize donated by Mr. Damian Rollins. She also receives a prize for Spanish donated by Miss Sandra Kamabach. She also receives a prize for Visual Arts donated by the PTA. She also received a prize for outstanding CXC results donated by Miss Phyllis Hewitt, And it must be noted that Callista is the other student who would have made it to the Caribbean Merit List. She does deserve a special round of applause. I now invite my colleague, Ms. Danielle St. Hill, to announce the remaining prize winners.
Good afternoon, all. Thank you, Miss McLean, Protocol being established, we are moving on to the subject prizes for the period 2022 to 2023. In the area of industrial arts, technical drawing, we have Josiah Bryan. His gift was donated by Mr. Henderson Wiltshire. Adrian Maynard. His gift was donated by Miss Peggy Hinkson, and he's receiving this award for mechanical engineering technology. That was donated by Mr. Henderson Wiltshire. And the chairman's prize for best results in technical subjects donated by Miss Sadie Jamot. We want to give a special round of applause for Adrian, as he would have been the sports personality number 2. He's also the National Beach Wrestling Champion. He also placed 4th in the Pan American Continental Freestyle, bronze medalist for the Greco-Roman Freestyle, and he's ranked number 20th in the Greco-Roman and ranked 22 in the Freestyle. Please give Adrian a special round of applause. In the area of human ecology, food, nutrition, and health, Trevon Boyce, donated by Mr. Ken Knight. Trevon is not here today. However, we invite his mother, Sonia Clark, to collect his praise on his behalf. Textiles, clothing, and fashion, Shakayla Addison. Oh, my apologies. Shakayla's Addison gifts were donated by the Belle Plaine Supermarket. We're welcoming Miss Sonia Clark, Trevon Boyce's mom. She will be receiving his prize for food and nutrition and health, which was donated by Mr. Ken Knight. Business Studies Department, EDPM. We have Kiara Springer. Her gift was donated by Miss Shonda Ford, and outstanding CXC results donated by Mr. Willoughby Bourne. Arts and sports, physical education, CSEC. Tamika Husbands. Her gift was donated by the PTA. Tamika is a national volleyball player for Barbados, and she represented the country on numerous occasions. Not only is she known for her skill on the volleyball court, she is also a well-known songbird. Please give Tamika a round of applause. Zanae Newsom. She is a national football player, and she's a member of the Alleyne School football team, and they would have won the 2023 Football Rally Tournament, coached by Miss Rashi Holder and Mr. Nikolai Fagan. Moving on to football, we have Rashane Clark. His gift was donated by JH Tree Trimming and Landscaping Services, as well as the PTA. Rasheen was awarded the most disciplined footballer. Xavier Bain. His gift was donated by J.H. Tree Trimming and Landscaping Services and Miss Peggy Hinkson. Xavier was awarded the most valuable player as he played in all matches, both in the under 16 and under 19 teams. Jamari Henry. His gift was donated by J.H. Tree Trimming and Landscaping Services and Mrs. Leacock Yearwood. Jamari is deemed the most improved football player. Kai Cunningham Ward. His gift was donated by J.H. Tree Trimming and Landscaping Services and Reverend Joycelyn Ramsey. Kai was the most outstanding keeper in the tournament, and he is also well-rounded as he plays volleyball and cricket. We congratulate Kai. Volleyball. We have Miss Kara Watson. Her gift was donated by Mr. Andre Walcott. Kara is the former head girl of the Alleyne School, a national netballer, and she also represented Barbados on several occasions. In the area of track and field, we give special mention to Miss Anaya Nurse. Her gift was donated by Reverend Jocelyn Ramsey, and Special Track and Field Award donated by Mr. Orlando Walks and Miss Jennifer Smith. We now invite Miss Kathy Harper Hall to present the Sportsperson of the Year Award. I just want to mention that Anaya Nurse was a part of the BSAC finals, and she would have set 3 records in the 100 meter, 200 meter, and 400 meter. She also is a triple gold medalist in the 1, 2, and 400 meters. She is a national champion in the 100 meter, 200 meter, and the under 20 girls. Additionally, she set a new national record in the 100 meter, erasing the record set by Tristan Evelyn. She's also a Carifta Games silver medalist in the under 17 girls 4x400 meter. I think that Anaya deserves another round of applause. I want to invite Anaya Nurse to return to the stage as Mrs. Kathy Harper Hall presents the award to Anaya for her outstanding work in track and field. Please give her another round of applause. We want to thank Mrs. Kathy Harper Hall for making that presentation. In the area of cricket, we have Rashad Gill. His gift was donated by Mr. Jeffrey Graves. In the area of music, we have our Junior Music Prize, which is awarded to Jada Nichols. We will invite Mr. Gerard Prescott, who will make this presentation. His gift was donated by Mr. Gerard Prescott. We are now moving on to the special prizes. We want to invite Mr. Orwin Sandiford to present the Winstead Sandiford Memorial Prize for Agriculture Science. This is a shared prize. Nazari Carrington and Mario Roseman. Their gift was donated by Mr. Orwin Sandiford. Nazari Carrington and Mario Rosemond. The Stout Map Shield for Leadership. Josiah Bryan. His gift was donated by Miss Sheena Stout and Mr. Dwight Mapp. The Stout Map Helpfulness Shield, which was donated by Miss Sheena Stout and Mr. Dwight Mapp. This gift will be awarded to Brianne Seeley. However, Rihanna Holder will collect the prize on her behalf. We invite Rihanna Holder to collect the award on behalf of Brianne Seeley. The Good Deed Award from the period 2022 to 2023, donated by Mrs. Tanya Lowe. This award is going to Nathan Smallgraves. Nathan is the true embodiment of our school's motto, Alice non sibi. He is also willing to help and assist in any way possible. And I'm sure many staff members can attest to Nathan's leadership qualities and attributes. We congratulate Nathan today. The Sir John Gay Alleyne Trophy for commendable determination. We invite Shanaka Jilks and Nevaeh Headley. Their gifts were donated by the Alleyne family. The Brathwaite Law Shield for Best Prefect. We invite Caleb Roach. His gift was donated by Miss Tiffany Brathwaite and Mr. Jelani Lowe. In the area of cadets, the most improved cadet, Lance Corporal Daniel Boyce. His gift was donated by Captain Gibson. Best Cadet, we have Cadet Rashana Holder. Her gift was also donated by Captain Gibson. We now move on to the outstanding CSEC results for the period 2022 to 2023. Joshua Bowen. His gift was donated by Mr. Erwin Graves. Narissa Vaughn. Her gift was donated by Mr. Ashby Jordan. Lachey Williams. Her gift was donated by Mr. Kenmore Brooks. Shanaka Jills. Her gift was donated by Mr. George Beckles. Shanaka Jills, sorry. Her gift was donated by Mr. George Beckles. Thierry Dean. His gift was donated by Mr. Erwin Graves. Jaden Ford. His gift was donated by Mr. Ken Knight. Kanichi Jadaron Harris. Her gift was donated by the PTA. Shaquana Lowe. Her gift was donated also by the PTA. Aria Maskell. Her gift was also donated by the PTA. Ethan Strawn. His gift was donated by Miss Phyllis Hewitt. Michaela Sukdeo Mears. Her gift was donated by Mr. George Beckles. Trinity Haynes. Her gift was donated by Mrs. Cleopatra Spencer. Aidan Fletcher. His gift was donated by Mrs. Leacock Yearwood. Kiara Ford. Her gift was donated by Nigel and Susan Chandler. Carl Prince. His gift was donated by Reverend Joycelyn Ramsey. Jaden Smith. His gift was donated by Mr. Gerard Prescott. Sherwin Franklin. His gift was donated by Mrs. Leacock Yearwood. Takia Waith. Her gift was donated by Miss Phyllis Hewitt. Joy Nichols. Her gift was donated by Mr. Ernest Small. Kaylee Leacock. Her gift was donated by Nigel and Susan Chandler. Jaquan Nurse. His gift was donated by Mrs. Cleopatra Spencer. Najiri Odell Talimat. Her gift was donated by Miss Phyllis Hewitt. Ronaldo Caesar. His gift was donated by Mr. Gerard Prescott. And rounding out these awards, we have Rhea Callender. Her gift was donated by Mr. Ernest Small. For these final awards, we invite two of our most outstanding students to join us once more to collect the remainder of their prizes. First up, we have Isaiah Lynch. The Dr. Joseph Richards Memorial Prize for Excellent CSEC Results donated by Cooper Kaufman Limited. And he's also receiving an award for Outstanding CXC Results donated by Reverend Jocelyn Ramsey. Please give Isaiah a round of applause. Tiana Corbin. She's receiving an award for the Cyril Thompson Memorial Prize for Best CSEC Results, which was donated by Gerard Prescott and Ernest Small. She also received an award for Outstanding CXC Results donated by Mr. Andre Walcott and the Annette Walcott Memorial Prize for Deportment, also donated by Mr. Andre Walcott. We will now invite Miss Novaline Brewster to present this award on behalf of Dr. Kevin Greenidge. Tiana is the recipient of all of these prizes, and she's also been awarded the Dr. Kevin Greenidge Award for Excellent Results in Business donated by Dr. Kevin Greenidge, Governor of the Central Bank. We congratulate Tiana. We want to make mention that Dr. Kevin Greenidge is a proud past student of the Alleyne School. We're now moving on to CAPE results. Best result in environmental science, we have Rihanna Holder. Her gift was donated by the Alleyne family. Best result in communication studies, Deidre Watson. Her gift was donated by the Alleyne family as well. Outstanding CAPE results, Miracle Branch. Her gift was donated by the Alleyne family and she would have received an award for Best Result in Management of Business Unit 2, donated also by the Alleyne family. Best CAPE results overall, Andre Lashley Copping. Andre is receiving a host of prizes for his CAPE results. His gift was donated by the Alleyne family because he received the best results in environmental science, donated by the Alleyne family, and the McDonald Smith Prize for leadership and best results in entrepreneurship CSEC, donated by the Alleyne family, and the Carol Bourne Trophy for good all-round performance in academics, sports, and practical areas. We will now invite Miss Sherry Bourne to make the presentation on behalf of the most honorable Ralph Busy Williams. Andre is also receiving a prize for the Elliott Williams Entrepreneurship, which was donated by Mr. Ralph Busy Williams. He's receiving this award for best results in entrepreneurship. That will be the end of our awards and presentations for this morning's proceedings. We want to invite Mr. Troy Phillips to join us on the stage once again, and we also want to ask Mr. Damian Rawlings to remain on the stage as well.
Good afternoon, Mr. Phillips. On behalf of the entire Alleyne family and myself, we would like to give you this token of appreciation, thanking you for taking the time of your day to present the gifts and awards. Your presence at the Alleyne School is always appreciated.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the Alleyne School, we would like to present this small token of appreciation for you taking your time out of your precious day to come and award our students. Thank you.
We want to invite the Alleyne alumni, the representatives, to please join us on the stage to present an award. The Alice Non-Sibi Award, that is. We also want to invite Callista Griffith, my apologies, Callista Griffith, to join us on the stage as well.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to say a few words on behalf of the Alleyne School Alumni Association. And our role is to keep all the past Alleyne School persons together. And we try to raise funds to donate many things to the school, right? So we have fish fry, we have annual dinner coming up in April, and I hope and pray that we will be able to raise as much funds to help the persons at the school that are unable to get stuff on their own, and that is what we try to do as alumni. Thank you so much. And we also give scholarships to the best CSC results persons. So the person who got the girl and boy, the best CSC results this year, will entitle to our scholarship. Thank you so much.
Sorry. Let's have a round of applause again for our our prize winners, and those who have assisted in the distribution of prizes. We are almost to the end of our program. At this time, you've heard singing so far by soloists, a trio, and the choir. And now, dare I say, one of the best steel pan groups in Barbados, school steel orchestras in Barbados. Please welcome the Alleyne School Steel Orchestra as they render 2 items for us this morning. You can do better. Come on as they come and set up. the Alleyne School Steel Orchestra performing Come Home and Footsteps. I know Mrs. Austin is extremely glad because I think this is the first time she heard them. She missed them on our Independence program. I'm sure you will hear more again before your time is finished here, ma'am. We're coming down. An educator for the past 37 years, Mrs. Williams has never once questioned her decision to contribute to the education of the next generations of Barbadians. Seeking to bring value and worth to the students with whom she interacts, Mrs. Williams endeavors to bring out the best in young people. She holds true to her philosophy that each child deserves the opportunity to realize his or her true potential. This desire led her to join the Optimist International in 2002 as a charter member of the Optimist Club of Barbados North. She's captained the ship as a charter president. She later served as president for 2 other terms and as lieutenant governor for 1 year. Mrs. Williams organized the Joy Club, a junior optimist club at the Courage and Paris School, and was able to have a positive impact on the lives of a number of students at the school until the club suffered its demise after a few years due to a lack of membership. She's a trained graduate teacher, and Mrs. Williams has served at several of our nation's educational institutions, and at each she has sought to leave a positive mark. She's married and is the mother of 2 sons. Our Deputy Principal, Mrs. Harriet Williams, to deliver the vote of thanks.
No one who achieves success does so without acknowledging the help of others. The wise and confident acknowledge this help with gratitude. Marcus Cicero. It is my pleasure and honor this afternoon to perform the task of extending our gratitude to those persons who would have made this ceremony this morning and afternoon possible. In acknowledgement of all those who have contributed to the heartwarming exercise which we've all just witnessed, we must express our thanks. The Deputy Chairman of the Board, Mr. Mark Brooms, who set the tone for this ceremony with his warm words of welcome, we extend our gratitude. To our featured speaker, Alleyne, Mrs. Crystal Cummins Beckles Holder, we extend our thanks for your inspiring message of leadership, your reference to the 10 Commandments, as you so dubbed them, our skills, which you outlined, which we are sure, once followed by our students, would assist them in preparing themselves for their role as future leaders. We must thank, in his absence and through his representative, the Most Honorable Ralph Williams, who would have donated and continues to donate the Entrepreneurship Shield. We thank him most sincerely for this, and I am sure that you recognize what a valuable gift that one is. And we thank his representative, and we sincerely hope that she will convey our gratitude. To Ms. Noveline Brewster, the designate for Dr. Kevin Greenidge, Governor of the Central Bank of Barbados, we thank her for joining us this morning and afternoon, and we hope that you will relay to the Governor our profound gratitude for his dedication to his alma mater, which is demonstrated in the 2 awards he sponsors. Mrs. Stacia Austin, Principal Acting, we thank you, ma'am, for the report which detailed the achievements of students at the school for the academic year 2022 to 2023. You were able to encapsulate all the Alleyne spirit in your comprehensive report. To Mr. Troy Phillips, former Deputy Principal at the Alleyne School, sir, for your long years of service to the school, we give you our thanks. for your labor of love this morning as presenter of the prizes to the awardees. We again offer you our thanks. To all the persons who have contributed prizes and have graced us with your presence, we say a big thank you. To the parents who took time from work to support the children, the awardees, we express our gratitude. We acknowledge that it was your love and support which has contributed to the success which these awardees have attained. We urge you to continue to be that support for your children as they move through the various stages of our educational system. To those former principals, former members of the teaching staff, we offer our thanks. It is always heartwarming to witness persons such as yourselves who would have given so much time and energy to the school return to celebrate with those of us now on staff. A ceremony such as this one provides an opportunity not only to recognize those students who have excelled, but also those students who make their contribution to the school in other ways. We have several students who must be recognized for their various skill sets and talents. The members of the Cadet Corps, number 5 detachment, head boy, Mr. Kieron Henry, the Alleyne School Trio, Jadida Graham, Alleyne School Steel Orchestra, the students entrusted with the task of pinning boutonnieres and corsages, the students of the first year who were selected to attend this ceremony. We thank them each and every one for their contribution. We extend our gratitude to the members of the Media Resource Department, Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, whose involvement in recording this occasion for posterity is acknowledged. We also thank the members of the press for their attendance, and we look forward to reviewing the ceremony in the print and visual media. We offer sincere thanks to the internal media personnel, to the pianist, Mr. Gary Goodrich, for his skillful playing, ensuring that those using their voices were in harmony. The members of the Office of the Board of Management, the members of the Office of the Principal, and I note here in particular the Secretary, Mrs. Innes, and the Clerk Typist Temporary, Miss Aaron. Those ladies worked tirelessly to prepare the letters, the invitations, the programs. We also extend our gratitude to the members of the support staff who cleaned and prepared the hall and made the surroundings and the environs most welcoming to those of us who are here. Here at Alleyne, we have talented staff members. You would only have heard from 2 such persons this morning, Mrs. Garner and Mrs. Cole. We thank them both sincerely for their harmonious rendering of our national anthem. We also take the opportunity to thank all those teachers who were instrumental in the handing out of the awards to the students. And some of those for fear of leaving out a name, I won't list any at this time. Of course, we cannot forget our Master of Ceremonies, Mrs. Tamisha Cole, a versatile and talented individual who conducted us smoothly through the program with her witty and insightful comments. Her tight time management was instrumental in bringing us to the conclusion of a successful program. In Thessalonians 5:16, we are reminded in verse 18, rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. As we reflect on this verse, we offer thanks to the Almighty for presenting us with a beautiful day, a day which we would always remember for the lovely ceremony which we attended and which provided us an opportunity to give our thanks. As we prepare to end this formal segment of our program, we invite all present to spend a little more time with us as we socialize and mingle. In the event that I have inadvertently omitted any individual, group, or organization, I extend a sincere gratitude to all. Thank you and have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Williams. And now, let us go forward, Alleynians, to what is wholesome and sublime, and daily by our lives record our names in the annals of time. We invite the school choir, I think they're coming back in to assist us, and I invite all those in the audience to please stand as we bring this morning to a close with our school song, which will then be followed by the retrieval of the colors.
Posterity.
Just please be seated. I just have a few notices and then we will be ushered out. The members of the, before I get to that,